Here they come, the bird feeder man, Praetorian Guard. You know, I wanted to give a little tribute to Vulcan Wolverine today. I just feel like it's a shame when people disappear for whatever reason and they're just forgotten. I'm sure there's a few targeted individuals still watching Kyle's channel. I do, you know. I usually watch a video while I'm falling asleep. Can't multitask. I can't feed ducks and talk at the same time. I was thinking about making a nice video in that golden hour sunlight over in the corner of the park by the bridge, and making the video there, it would have got a lot more eyes on it for sure, because, you know, in this world, this is what gets the attention, is aesthetic stuff, you know, pretty stuff, pretty people. Shouldn't be like that, but that's how it is. But yeah, it felt inappropriate, so you know, I'll just go over and make it in the interior of the park over here without any ducks. You know, my little here he is, the Better Help therapist coming to help me out. Their little Better Help video got like 100 views, like, already. And you know, going by my channel standards, that's a lot of views. That's how it is, you know, in this world. People like, you know, understandably they like things that bring them joy, like animals or pretty girls or whatever. They don't want to hear the brutal, like, threats and dangers and all this, and abuses and, you know, psychological, like, terrorism or whatever. They don't want to hear about that, especially if it's in their world, happening like next door to them, to someone they know. But yeah, anyways, I'm still watching Kyle's channel, Vulcan Wolverine, and you know, I was just full of fucking respect for him, that he just kept on going. You know, was it like 10 years of videos? Just getting like harassed and threatened, you know. Threatened in comments, and of course, you know, authorities do nothing. The YouTube doesn't investigate or anything, and you know, then he's called like crazy by other guys. What was it, that chief handler guy? I forget the original guy's name who was threatening him. It was called like I forget the fucking guy's name. The processors, that's what it was. We are the processors, you know. Like, he thinks he's some sort of fucking regulator or something in a Wild West, and he's just some nerd behind the computer with a VPN, you know. Protected by the law, obviously. These, you know, these digital flying monkeys that just come and harass and torment you, intimidate you, and try to terrorize you. But yeah, man, he kept going for 10 years. You know, you got to be a pretty fucking tough person mentally. Really fucking tough, going through that shit with the frequencies and, you know, being tortured, and he just kept going for it. Got psych warded, you know, family were happy to go along with that. I can relate to that, because my family would have. You know, and he had the fucking balls, giant balls, to like ring up, like, what was it, the DOD, whoever it was, and FBI, you know, and complain about frequency weapons. video it and put it on his channel. Respect, man. Give a little salute, you know. Respect. Respect that guy, man. But in this world, who gets the respect? You know, not someone like Vulcan Wolverine, the gym-going Chad, you know, the 6'2", healthy, probably never seen much trauma at all. Hasn't like lived through weeks, months, years of being terrorised and sensitisation tortured or anything. You know, hasn't been kept in a state of fight or flight for years. Hasn't done any activism and, you know, selfless truth speaking, calling out the abuse that's, you know, the abusers that are abusing all of fucking life in this world. But these people get the, you know, they get the accolades, the respect, the women, just for being handsome, you know. The pretty face is what gets the attention. And like, I'm not jealous. I've always been an outsider, you know, just hanging out with my dog, fly fishing and enjoying the time alone and trying to work on books that I could share, you know, creative projects I could share with the world. It's not about me being envious of these people, it's just like, I'm just mentioning this because I think it's sad that, you know, the people who are brave, like Kyle, you know, the shit that he went through, and he just forgot it. No normies would have heard of him, you know. They'll know who like Matt Damon is, or like Ben Affleck, or you know, but someone like Vulcan, Wolverine, Kyle, you know, he's just forgotten. There's the second medical helicopter, by the way. There's just one flown out just before. Pretty fucking sure I didn't manifest it, you know. We just blame, you know, we just do this spiritual victim blame, don't we? Oh, well, it's my fault, I manifested it. This medical fucking thing and all this. That's another thing I liked about his channel. He just kept going with the 3D reality, fucking technology, government, not like woo-woo, like ghost reptiles or whatever. No. Did a load of research and you know, got a lot done, a lot of fucking research done, despite having your mind fucking messed with, you know. I mean, even people not getting severely targeted, like, even like a lot of regular people or truthers that aren't being, you know, severely targeted, if at all, many of them are having like memory problems. Short-term memory, you know, where they forget what they were talking about. So yeah, he did a fucking amazing job, you know, to go through all those articles and, you know, read through them and give his thoughts on them. And like, I tried to do one of them the other day, and I was finding it really hard to read through it and remember what I'd read and then say something about it, because you know, that's the extent of the decline in my brain. I just can't retain information. It never used to be like that. You know, not until 8 years ago when it all kicked off. I also didn't have the patience. I would lose my shit and just start rambling and ranting, and it felt good. You know, it really felt right and appropriate to do that. So yeah, if anyone does know if he's alright, like if they could let me know, I really want to know. And I just think it's a shame, you know, he did such good research, he found so many very fucking telling articles that I don't know how the hell you could just write us off as crazy after all the like documents and historical, you know, datas and things that he found. I don't know how anyone with a neutral mind could dismiss all of that. So yeah, respect to him, you know, respect to Kyle. It's a load of fucking emotional and physical, you know, pain and torture and gaslighting that a Chad, an alpha male that is revered by society, they will never know. They will never endure. Yeah, and if they did, they wouldn't be like an alpha male for long. They would just be seen as some ick. He's got the ick. He's a crazy weirdo, you know. So I've only got 6 minutes before this runs out. Yeah, the articles I was trying to find, just moving on to a different thing, like from Kyle. I found one about the blood-brain barrier, you know, and chemical sensitivity and hypersensitivity, and how they're all linked, you know, the damaged blood-brain barrier and all of this stuff. And I was trying to go through those articles, but I just can't do it, you know. The brain isn't up for that anymore, to read all that stuff out and then remember what I was reading. And the brain's been too hobbled, as they call it, you know. Can you imagine if you're not a targeted individual and you find this video and you're listening to it, can you imagine hearing noise like that every day? Your neighbour's making noise like that and you can't do anything about it. There's nowhere to turn. You know, the authorities blow you off. Your calls seemingly either get redirected from noise control and they're all deleted, and then you're called crazy for saying that you called them like 40 times and they say they didn't get any calls. And there's some middleman motherfucker, like, you know, messing with your phone and you can't do anything about it. No one's going to investigate and find out who did it. And meantime, you're listening to that fucking noise every fucking day. And it could start up at 1 a.m, 10 a.m, 4 p.m, 8 p.m. Any fucking hour of the day or night. You know, and you just got to take it. And it's sensitization torture. Like, causing you massive trauma, like, over time, you know. It's like Chinese water torture. You know, just a drip of water. Drip, drip, drip for a year or something will drive you mad. When you can't stop it, you know, you can't do anything about that. That's what the noise does to you, you know, the incessant noise campaigns. You know, and then you're gaslighted and told none of it ever happened, and that's probably why you become a so-called angry schizo and just hang out in nature with animals. That's probably why, you know, because the humans fucking let you down. You know, and okay, you might say they weren't there and they don't know and not their fault. Come on, duck, I'll feed you. But, you know, they can at least shut the fuck up and actually fucking listen. Come on, duck. At least listen what happened to someone, you know, rather than just saying it's all magical fucking delusion. You know, and if you don't, you're part of the problem. And these evil fuckers, they get away with it because they just do crazy sounding stuff. And the more crazy sounding, the better. Because then, you know, regular people have this response of like, oh, well, that wouldn't happen, that makes no sense, so it just didn't happen, and I don't have to listen to any of this, you're just crazy. Yeah, you're lucky, duck. The ducks don't ZZ-sung each other, do they? They just fucking abuse each other up front. They don't have a bunch of, like, pathetic flying monkey minions to do their bidding either. Anyway, so run out of space again. I don't know how you like heal and move on from this. You know, assuming the ringing in the head would ever fucking stop. Apparently the white coats, one of the theories is it's a dopamine imbalance or some bullshit, and I can see in their defence how they would get all fucking, you know, befuddled in these tunnel visioned scientific like rabbit holes with their blinkers on, and they don't consider external frequencies or any of that stuff. But I still wonder why surely they would have looked at that, you know, at some point. DARPA and, you know, the Brain Initiative, or whatever it's called, all that stuff. Anyway, time's up. Got to get more space somehow. It's expensive, you know, external hard drives.